Hey everybody, this is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Rant Show. Um, hey Nancy, how's it going? I'm just waiting a little bit. It's time to get on. I'm winging it today. I'm running a little bit late. As far as subject matters go. Um, so I just do it off the top of my head and just do it that way. If you don't mind. I'm just playing a little game here. Just about done. What are you doing, Logan? Staring. Huh? What are you doing? And where are you? Oh, I hate it when this FP rate is too low. Well, I'll just deal with it. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know if it's the the browser I'm using that's doing that, or it's Facebook that's being pickles. Anyway, I hope all is well. Um, Today is March 1st. Yay! Okay, I'm done with my game. I'm playing Fiona's Farm, which is pretty good. And you don't have those pesky ads with it. You know how it is when you play a game, they have you play ads all the time. What you really want to do is play the game. Oh, okay, good, good. I don't know why I keep doing that, so it must be my end. Um, I'm looking at, since my other income comes in, I'm looking at getting a new webcam. So it sits up taller and I'm more level since this chair is up high and it's only down low as far as it could go. Okay, now since it's Hump Day and the first day of March, of course you know spring is getting closer. I hope it is. Some areas is getting a false spring and others are just not quite there yet. So anyway, in case you noticed the antics going on in the committee meetings in Congress, a lot of things are backlashing at them. It's not working for them. They're discovering that you can't do things like they want to do. A lot of them got in trouble with the ethics committee on this too, and I hope it's resolved soon. Trump is in deep doo-doo, as always. I just wish they just arrest the guy, throw him in jail, and put it in solitary, and he did not contact with anybody or anything except his lawyer. Of course, I mean, what's the point of having a lawyer if he's not going to listen to them? That's my thought. Anyway, MTG and Bulbert they need to be given the boot. They really do. And I noticed that Santos is not, uh-oh. Just a minute. Oh, take it easy. Take it easy, Loki. Sit tight. Okay? That was Loki sneezing. I don't know if you heard that or not, but he was sneezing hard. Poor guy. He had like sneezed 4 or 5 times. He's okay. He's just trying to recover from it. Anyway, Santos has not. He's in deep trouble too. New York district that he is from, they want to basically recall him. Uh, and replace him with somebody else. Yeah, my thing, they need to make things simpler, more streamlined when a congressional member or senator member does things like this. Then their district should, since they're the bosses, like you and me, okay, uh, say, yeah, you're being recalled and you're being fired. We need to change a lot of stuff in Congress. And also their perks need to be, um, let's say, overhauled. If they want the healthcare perks, then they need to share it with us. And it, and also corporations need to be put in their place too. Um, Now, what speaking of corporations, what DeSantis doing? He is stripping Disney of their district to control their own district around the area, around the theme park area. Well, what I think he's doing is wrong. He doesn't know how business works. He really doesn't. And now he is losing constituents there too. They're saying like, "What in the hell are you doing?" And also on the education thing, he's lost a lot of support on the education thing too. Things like this, universities there like University of Florida, Florida State, some of the other colleges, community colleges, they take education very seriously. And it sounded like to me that when he went through school, he skipped a lot of classes on how things are supposed to work. And I kind of wonder if he didn't have I would say a slight hatred of education because he was caught doing some no-nos in school. That's what it sounds like to me. Uh, Majority of your governors and your public service people, they're highly educated and they don't pull stunts like DeSantis is pulling. And I think now the people of Florida need to give him the boot and also vet their candidates better for governorship. Yeah, and if he went to be dictator, you know what? He should move to Epstein Island and stay there. Make Epstein Island a maximum security place where send him on exile. Dictators do not belong here. Sorry. Dictators do not belong here in the United States. They don't even belong on this planet. And if I had my way, I would stick them on a rocket and send them off planet somewhere, far, far away, so they're not bothering us for anything or not interrupting anything what we're trying to do. And I don't want to give him any ideas, but I hope he does not move toward NASA. Of course, NASA's a lot more powerful than he is. NASA's a federal agency. And I think Disney should turn around and sue DeSantis. Sue him for interference. Because Disney has done so much, you know. They set a standard for theme parks. How theme parks are set up, how they're run. They set a standard. Walt Disney set a standard. And people make all these derogatory comments about Walt Disney that he did this, he did that. I turn around to them, I said, prove it. Show me that he's done this. And you're going to find that he hasn't. People don't seem to understand how businesses work, how companies are set up. Each company's different. But each company's supposed to follow EPA regulations, um, accounting regulations, because they were put there for a purpose, for a reason. Because some companies, now, I'm not saying all companies are like this, but some companies, especially the big mega corporations, they try to circumvent the laws. Well, it's not going to work for them when they do that, because then they lose their reputation. Then people will not. When they do that, then people will not uh, work with them or do business with them. Okay, they gotta. Let's say they have to keep a good reputation in order to keep business going. That's what it is. Now, let's see if there's one other thing that's going on. Um, of course, in Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, she lost her bid for re-election. Um, so they got two other runoffs that's going to happen in April in Chicago. Uh, both were Democrats. And people want somebody a little bit more diversified and is willing to work with everybody and willing to really solve the problems. Why they rejected Lori, I don't know. There wasn't really nothing said about why. Um, so anyway, hey Teresa, hey, since you're from Chicago, Teresa, can you explain as to why they rejected her? What was their reason for dropping Lori? Um, so anyway, um, I thought that she was, when she jumped in, I thought she was trying to solve the homeless issue and everything else that's going on. I remember the one mayor, well, it was like the 1970s, late 60s, Mayor Daley. Uh, he had a quite a, he was reelected, what, twice? Two or three times, four times? Mayor Daley. Um, so, there are some public servants that do really well and they do really help and they do their job, and there are others that don't, or they do but they don't really. Ah, okay, okay. Well, here in Washington State, uh, I feel like going down to the state legislature and bopping a few heads. I don't know what they were thinking. They basically tied the police officer's hands and not letting him go chase after stolen people that steal cars or people that steal, uh, robberies and everything else. Not allowed to chase after them. Those that did domestic abuse, go after those that did that and everything else. Um, And more people are screaming at the legislature and say, hey, put it back the way it was. Let the police departments set up their own policies on that. Because each area is different, each town is different, each crime issue different. Here we do have some crime, but it's been pretty much cut in half now. As far as stolen vehicles go, they do have a task force that specializes in recovering stolen vehicles and go after them. And they also more and more are enlisting the citizens' help. Hey, Dorothy! Hi! Good seeing you. So, I'm winging it today, Dorothy. Oh, you didn't vote for him? Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, you run into some mayors that are pretty good, and you run into some that are not. Well, for example, when I lived in a little town of Roy was about the size of Alma, Wisconsin. We had a mayor that was voted in there, and she was on the city council. What it is, when the city council is formed, they elect a mayor into that. Well, they decided to change that and make it a separate thing where you elect a mayor and all the other districts select their people, okay? It was easier. Anyway, she thought she had this attitude later on that she was above the law. And she was caught, well, she kind of was speeding through town. When you go into Roy, you go down Highway 507, and you go down, and it kind of cuts through the army, field there, reservation there. Cuts through, and then there is a curve. Actually two hairpin curves. There's one that goes around this way, then you can do another sharp left. I mean, really sharp left. It goes like this way. Well, she was speeding, and you're supposed to come into town at 25 miles. Well, they lowered it to 20 miles an hour when you go up around, and all downtown Roy, it's one of those where you blink and you miss it. Left-hand side of town, all the town buildings and everything is on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, you have, oh, that's a shame. Yeah. Well, you know what? Go to your city council and tell them, you know what? You need to fix the streets. If you don't, we will. I'm sure that there's a lot of retired people that can go fix the streets. You guys pay the taxes on it, right? Then you should have the ability and say, look, if you're not going to do it, we will. And if you're not going to do your job, then you're out the door. And we'll put people in there that will do their job and will concentrate on this. You gotta hit back on this. You really do. When you don't do anything, you're condoning what they're doing. Here in Lakewood, here in a little town of Lakewood, here, they put out an ordinance on you have to get a permit to remove a tree. They want to keep the trees here. Well, many of these trees here, hold on a second. Aww. Okay. You okay? okay? I'm not getting you. Loki, are you okay? Here. You okay? You okay? Poor baby. Get a drink of water. Sorry. Uh, I think Cyrano's fighting off a cold. That's what it sounds like. He's got a nasty cough. Um, anyway, you have to get a permit to remove the tree and tell them the reason why you need to remove the trees. Well, many of the trees here have been here for ages and forever. And sooner or later they get diseased and they will keel over, fall over, especially during the storms. Well, when they're at your door, give them an earful. Give them something to think about. Plant a seed. That's what I do. I plant a seed and I said, no, this is what you need to do. You need to really look at what needs to be done around here. It's very simple and very easy to do. Okay? Um, so anyway, we told there's when they do the hearing last week or this week. Well, anyway, this ordinance is supposed to be starting today. Well, a lot of people are saying no. Get rid of the ordinance. Let us make the decisions because it's our property. Um, um, over here we have a tree that's well, it didn't do really well in the last windstorm we had. It's kind of keeling over this way. Luckily, um, well, it's threatening to take out the neighbor's fence. That's what it's threatening to do right now. I hope nobody walks underneath it. Because you never know when you walk across the street, walk along the street, and there's trees there and everything else. You never know. You never know when one has a serious issue that's been overlooked, and you get smashed by a tree. You don't want that, and I'm sure the city doesn't want that. I'm sure they don't want to get sued over that. So really, they should leave it alone and let these citizens use common sense and hey, call in a a botanist to look at the trees. Here we have Evergreen Tree Service, and they go and they do checks on the wellness of the trees. You know, if there's any disease like wood rot and everything that's going on, and say, hey, yeah, this tree's okay, it's doing fine. Of course, what you now worry not so much about the whole section of the tree. You just worry about the roots. Now, when a tree does this, when it's windy, and here's the stump here, and it does this number, and you see the ground lifting, then you know that there's a problem. That's when it needs to come down. I don't know if there's any way of strengthening the roots and everything in that, so it's better. But when we have, constant rain, doesn't have a chance to dry out, doesn't have a chance to settle, it becomes a problem. It really does. Otherwise, in the news, of course, what was it, day before yesterday? A few days ago, a drone was about 60 miles from Moscow. If they'd gone another 70, they would have hit Moscow. And in many ways, I wish the drone did hit Moscow, hit the Kremlin. Putin needs to be booted out. And the people of Russia, there's more people in Russia than there is of him. And they just need to go and say, you know what, enough's enough. Bye. We're sending you to the gulag in Siberia. I think more and more people are sick and tired of dictators and bullies, especially international bullies like Putin, who's bullying Ukraine. And he was thinking about going after Moldova. Well, Moldova is now under UN protection, and they're sending some of their upgraded equipment to Ukraine. And Moldova told Putin to go take a flying leap. So, um, sorry I don't have specific subjects that I talk about. Oh, and tonight, be sure it's on 6:30. I think it is tonight, or not tonight, tomorrow. 8:30 tomorrow or 6:30 tomorrow. Check it up on the launch pad tomorrow. Crew 6 will be going up. They got the mechanical issue, ignition issue fixed with it, and they're sending up the Crew 6. Um, and also, Japan is still having trouble with their rocket, so they moved their launch date to that in order to really go over everything until the 30th of March to launch their rocket. They're having ignition troubles too with their rocket. So, anytime you work a project, something like that, something goes wrong, just go back to the drawing board and fix it. Find out why it's doing that. Anyway, it's time for me to sign off. I will post this on my YouTube channel. I'm still working on some stuff. It's going to take some time. And enjoy your first day of March. We're getting closer to spring, guys. And just make sure everything you have that you need still in stock and everything else. You never know, So, and the winter storms are still progressing through the states, still ongoing. It's not as bad at Big Bear right now, but it will. You too, Teresa. I'll see you later. I'll be here on Friday. Okay, same time, same station. And I will see you guys on Friday. So be sure to insist, persist, push back, get involved, talk about it. Rant, chat, whatever. Put like a thought for a day on your posting, Facebook postings and whatever, and say, hey, this is what needs to be done. Okay? Alright, I will talk to you guys later. Love you. Okay, bye-bye.